If you are confused about how many mutual funds to hold in your portfolio, this video can give you some clarity. When it comes to creating a mutual funds, there are only two ways. One is to create with very limited number of funds, let's say 4 to 5. Second option is to have so many funds, let's say 15 to 20. In my experience of handling more than 2000 investment portfolios, I have realized only one thing. Most of them end up with a portfolio of 15 to 20 funds. Before discussing each strategy in detail, let's see what we can learn from the history about diversification and concentration. Most of the successful value investors in history have always preferred one simple investing style, which is focused investing, which means instead of having 50 to 100 different stocks in their portfolio, they always limited the number of stocks to 10 to 15. They did this for two reasons. One is it is very difficult to find too many good investment options. So whenever they found a good option, they invested a lot into it. Second is, when you have too many stocks in your portfolio, let's say 50 to 100, each of the stock will have only 1 to 2% weightage. So even if some of the stocks did very well and become multi-baggers, their impact on the portfolio returns will be very minimal. So one thing is very clear from their investment approach. It all comes down to the conviction of investment ideas. When they had good conviction, they invested in a limited number of stocks, otherwise they did not invest at all. If you use the same investing approach to creating a mutual fund portfolio, having a limited number of mutual funds, let's say 4 to 5, is much better than having too many funds, say 15 to 20. One of the main reasons of going for a mutual fund investment rather than direct stocks is to have a good diversification. When we have 5 mutual funds in our portfolio, let's say each of them have 50 stocks, we will have put together 250 stocks. Even with 30% overlap, we will have exposure to 175 stocks, which is a good enough diversification. The second reason is, when we have only 5 mutual funds in our portfolio, even if 1 or 2 are not performing well, the entire portfolio return will come down a lot. Because of that, we need to be very careful in selecting which kind of mutual fund we want to invest in. So we'll put a lot of time, effort and knowledge into selecting the right mutual funds. The probability of selecting the right mutual funds will be very high. The third reason is, when we only have 5 funds, we will not keep churning them unnecessarily. This way, we can overcome our bias towards action. Fourth reason is, when we have only 5 mutual funds, each of them have 20% weightage. So even if one single mutual fund does very well, our portfolio returns will be very high. This investing strategy is not for everyone, because if you're going to invest in only 5 mutual funds, you should have the ability to analyze and select 5 of them. Otherwise, your mutual fund portfolio will underperform for a very long period of time. On the other hand, if you are somebody who invests in mutual funds not to maximize the return but to get some extra return than the fixed deposit, then in your case, having too many funds in your portfolio might make a lot of sense. We can use the same strategy in other areas of our life as well, be it shopping, eating out, hobbies, or even to our career. Only when the other option is much better than the one that we already have, it makes sense to switch. Otherwise, we will do very well by sticking with the same options.